Hi, this is Bruce, the Last Nail, and I'm here today up in the mountains. This is the first time that I've done a video here at Rocky Mountain National Park. This is probably one of the top 4 or 5 national parks in the whole national park system as far as attendance goes. You have Yellowstone, Yosemite, the Grand Canyon, and let's see what else. I'm sure I'm missing one of the big ones, but the Rocky Mountain National Park, as far as one of the big ones for attendance, is in the top 4 or top 5. And so I'm up here with a group of friends from MeetUp.com. We're called the Gray Wolves. And we're up here also as a memorial to one of our hiking leaders, Larry Anderson, who passed away this past spring. And so we're going to walk about 2 miles. I think it's Lake, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Haiyaha or something like that. And we're going to lay his ashes down by one of the trees. And so it should be a beautiful hike, and it should be beautiful in another way as a remembrance to Larry Anderson. And when I do this video, I will put some pictures that I have of Larry. So this is to be continued. So the correct pronunciation of the lake is Lake Haiyaha. And it's obviously a Native American word, so that's Lake Haiyaha. So here is the mileage, and Lake Haiyaha is going to be 2.2 miles out. I think it's about an 850-foot incline, so it's about 2.2 miles uphill, and then it'll be about, of course, 2.2 miles back downhill. Lake Haiyaha. And here's a group of people that we're hiking with. It's the Gray Wolves. I've been a member of the Gray Wolves for probably about the last 13 or 14 years. And what we do is there's a parking lot a few miles from here, and you take the shuttle bus up here because of the number of people, and it is a Saturday. It's Saturday, October 7th. So there's going to be a lot of people here at Rocky Mountain National Park. So let's see, here we go.
All right, gather around. We're too big a group to keep us all together. Okay? Who's never been to Lake Haiyaha before? We got a couple. Okay. Most of us have. So you guys really get in tune with somebody close by.
We're not taking Larry's normal route.
No, we are running. You are on the Summer Trail.
And I just want to say that Keely is with me also.
Okay, just for my understanding,
She's over here.
I want to know how many of us there are.
Okay, so Keely and I were on our way with a group. We got a very large group. And of course, with these hikes, you never quite stay together. So we're going to go this way. Now, I'm not going to film the entire hike. This will take too long. So I'll probably show excerpts. We're going to have some fall color because the aspens have turned yellow by now. And here's the placard for Emerald Lake. So here Keely and I are on the trail, and this is definitely one of the largest groups that I've ever done a YouTube video with. Oh, it's really beautiful out here today.
I would say it's an issue.
And again, This is Rocky Mountain National Park. So here's some of our first fall color. Aspens are really bright yellow.
Funny, I didn't even know this had been.
And our party is
I go up here on
going by. As soon as I get a clearing, I'll show you some of the mountains.
I literally just talked about it. I was like, just let him go.
There's some of the beautiful scenery here at Rocky Mountain National Park. So Keely and I this is our first lake, and our group is going to keep going. We'll catch up with them. And this is what called Nymph Lake, right? N-I-M-P-H, Nymph Lake. Probably has a lot of nymphs around here, which is an amphibian. Probably what it's named after. There's our group there on the other side. This is just absolutely incredible up here. There's a lot of people on the trail, so I might refer to the trail as interstate. Oh, I'm from California, the interstate, or the Interstate 25. So, the Interstate 25 hiking trail at Rocky Mountain National Park. Okay, I'm going to take one last sweep and we're going to get back on the trail and move on. Okay, so as we continue on our hike, as I said, it's like the I-25 of Rocky Mountain National Park.
At the cutoff for Green Lake, pass along to wait at the cutoff for Green Lake. Pass along to wait at the cutoff for Green Lake.
I guess the next lake that we're going to stop at is the cutoff for Dream Lake. It's D-R-E-A-M. So we can go up there and dream about the next lake.
I do have a paper cup that I could talk
And that's Keely right in front of me, waving herself now. It's kind of difficult for me to do video and walk at the same time. So I'm trying not to do a face plant. So here's Keely up here on what we can call one of the view rocks. And okay, now I've caught my breath. I'm going to try to get up on this one rock up here. Try not to fall. There's one of the mountains up here. I think it's this one that's in front of Long's Peak. Hi, Keely. I have to put the camera on Keely once in a while because I have to let her know that I'm not trying to ignore her.
Right.
If I do that, then I basically don't do any video. So,
Right.
But this is, I think this is Half Mountain up here. And way back in the mid to late 70s, probably mid 70s, Dan Fogelberg wrote a song called Song from Half Mountain. And he lived up here, and that's got to be the very mountain that he was singing about. And he probably, my guess is that he walked up or hiked up to the top of Half Mountain and wrote a song, or wrote a song about Half Mountain. But that was Song from Half Mountain. There's Nymph Lake down there. We were just walking by. And you can see little spots of fall color from the aspens. Oh, there's a really nice shot of, I think that's Long's Peak up there. Beautiful, or else Long's Peak is behind there and I can't see it. But anyway, nonetheless, it's some really beautiful scenery. And as people were walking by, here's some more fall color from one of the aspens. Okay, so I've reached a really beautiful clearing up here. And there's the ridge where Long's Peak is. It's got snow up there. The snow up on top is from any new snowfall that's not remaining there from last year.
By the end of the day, that's a positive thing.
But you know, I've got to be careful up here
It's right behind me.
because if I shoot filming in the wrong area, I could slip and fall, and of course you don't want to do that up here.
Neil. Good to meet you. Yes, good. I've seen you. I'm sure we've been on hikes before.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, with the Longmont and the Grey Wolves as
And
well.
also probably maybe Bonnie's hikes.
Yes,
Both the social
and
hikers.
Bonnie's hikes as well, social hikers as well.
So here's the cutoff trail to Dream Lake. Neil? I'm not sure if we go right up here or left. We go right up here, right? Yeah. Okay, I just had to make sure. I do listen to instructions, but sometimes I forget.
Good. We'll see you there.
So here's the mileage sign to Lake Haiyaha, and we're about halfway there.
So you
1.2 miles, and we're 1 point from Bear Lake.
Beautiful.
So here's,
I climbed that mountain last week. It's called Half Mountain.
Half Mountain, yeah.
Got taken away from the glacier. And from up there, I could actually see Haiyaha.
Nice.
It's so beautiful.
Which one is Long's? Is it that big rock?
Got one on the flat top.
Okay, and that's Wheeler?
No, I went up Half Mountain.
Yeah. No, I know Half Mountain. Dan Fogelberg wrote a song about that in the mid-'70s, song from Half Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah. Then here's the valley looking more towards Estes Park. You can barely see the park. I think that's a parking lot down there that we came up from. So we've come up quite a bit. But this is, you know, I've been rooting real hard and heavy for Colorado football this year because of Coach Prime. But now they put a UCLA fan on this hike to remind me of where my roots are. So yeah. But I'm glad. I probably should. Well, I got a gazillion UCLA hats, so and shirts and things like that. Okay, now here's Chaos Canyon Closure Area, Rocky Mountain National Park. So we're not going anywhere near there. At least I think we're not. Oh, I guess we are, because I don't know if you could see that blue, right? The red around the blue, but that's Lake Haiyaha. So here's our group at a rock clearing. Now, Larry used to have this saying that I remember all too well. He would always used to say, there's the tree between the two rocks, or let's see, there's up there, there's the rock between the two trees. Take your pick. But he would say that all the time. That was typical.
That rock.
Yeah.
That one. Don't you?
Yeah, everybody's got their Larry stories, and I've got mine. I'm sure Keely probably has.
Did you show the snow?
Oh, there's actually, let me get in the shade so I don't get too much. There's actually snow. Yeah, I'll be facetious here. You know, we never get any snow in Colorado, but here's some snow in Colorado. Cool. Now here's one of the mountains here. In fact, you can even see the moon up there. I think that's Flat Top. Now Keely just offered me half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, something like that. For right now, I turned it down because I brought a couple of bars with me.
So there's more of a lake on the other side there. And so we're going to go into, as I said, a 4-minute thing here. Yeah. Yeah, right. So for people who don't know, I'm not kidding. For people who don't know, Larry died in about mid-June at the age of 64. He died in his apartment suddenly, And unfortunately, we don't have a real understanding of what he died of or how he died. But we do know from the coroner that they said it was natural causes. But no matter what, one thing we know for sure, Larry's going to be missed by very, very many people. And by seeing this group here who made it out today, you can see that. So like most of us here, we met Larry in a parking lot in a circle of hikers. Larry started leading hikes back in 2010. That's ancient history, it seems.
I was on his first hike.
All right.
Same here.
And Larry started leading hikes with the Gray Wolves. And in 13 years, Terry checked, and he was on over 900 events with the Gray Wolves. Wow. Most of them leading those hikes. So actually, how many people here have hiked with her? I mean, I'm assuming most of the people here have, right? Okay. How many people have hiked with Larry more than 10 times? Look at this. How many people more than 50 times?
Probably. I didn't count them.
And how many more than 100? Yeah. So you can see that Larry helped bring us all together and really helped us form lifetime friendships and relationships. This is from Terry saying, Larry once told me that hiking was his life. We've all witnessed a special connection to the earth. He led us into vast forests where every tree looked nearly identical, and every rock looked like every single rock next to it. And Larry would know by instinct where to go, even if there were no trails. Bushwhacking was his life. And you could swear he knew every natural feature in the area. And I'm sure many of us can remember his directions like, go up ahead and stop at the dead tree next to the rock. And we remember one time when Larry was on, quote, an exploratory hike. Right behind him, he'd been quiet for quite a while as we bushwhacked through trees. Suddenly he started laughing and said, oh, you know, I probably, maybe, might possibly know where we are. And of course he did. He really knew every single natural feature in the area.
It was his superpower.
It was his superpower for sure. In all the places we went with Larry, Lake Haiyaha here was his favorite off-trail hike in the winter. And he was in awe of the ancient tree, which is actually up further ahead over there. And Larry also loved anywhere where we had deep powder, where we could yell and whoop like kids as we ran downhill through the fresh powder.
And when I snowshoe hike this wintertime, I always do Larry's trail now.
You do.
That
I remember I
back
was
road,
on that last year with you.
Yep.
It's a great trail.
That back route is just a spectacular winter hike.
It's it's 3 feet of untouched powder. So definitely do it if you get a chance.
And you have to cross the frozen creek
Yes.
coming up here, so you can't do it very well in the summertime.
Yes. Here in the forest is where we remember Larry best. His sister Julie, who lives in California now, couldn't be here and asked us to share some thoughts that she had about him as well. If people would like, Terry has some copies of her eulogy for Larry, and please see her if you're interested in getting a hold of that. But
I have them in my backpack, so you can take them today.
Okay. In her eulogy, Julie remembered the fun times she and Larry had as kids in California. That's where Larry was born and raised. How many people knew that? Okay, good. Okay. He was her goofy brother who liked to test boundaries, trying new things, and having fun. But they grew apart as adults. In June, when Larry died, Julie flew out here to collect a few things. From his friends who she met here, and those who commented about him online, she learned about how wonderful, thoughtful, and a fun person Larry had become. His hiking friends told her he knew the names of flowers, rocks, trees, animals, and more. He was helpful and kind to those on the hikes. He accommodated everyone and was a loving person, and he left no one behind. how many people here counted off at every intersection with him along the way. It was a great experience to be able to count off. And of course, we had a few goofy people who would count out of order, but that's a different story. Julie wrote that it makes her happy to know Larry will live on in our memories, and this is the place he loves so much. Julie wants us to remember Larry for his friendship and some lessons from his life. Be kind, have fun, and enjoy and appreciate nature. Those memories will help us through the pain that his death has brought to all of us. So, it's really hard to say. Rest in peace, Larry. Your path on earth may have ended, but your spirit will continue to live in our hearts. As we head down the trail, we'll hold you with us, remembering how you touched us with your kindness and curiosity. And after hiking, socializing was a really important part of the hikes as well. And those who remember Larry as well know that the liquid beverages were as equally important, or not more so, than the food choices as well.
There's only one liquid beverage for Larry.
And IPAs were his favorite. All right. So we actually have reserved Smokin' Dave's and Lions afterwards to raise a glass to Larry and to tell some more stories. Anyone have any just brief, just 30-second memories you'd like to share with us as well? Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Don't forget the snippers.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Bob. Tell them.
Going up that snow trail in our snowshoes through the nice, beautiful snow, and he'd snip the tree branches on the way.
He always brought
You're a nice little cow.
And he also brought a snow shovel too.
How many of you were on that hike where a lost ranger?
Yes, I was going to mention
Around
that.
my,
Yes,
So
that's his
Larry's out there
kindness.
snipping trees, and up comes this woman who identifies herself as a ranger. Oh, is he in trouble? No, she was lost.
But his kindness showed, he didn't offend her or make her feel weak. It was just, why don't you hike with us?
Just hike with us.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell anybody I was gardening the forest, I won't tell anybody you were lost.
Did he say that?
Something to that effect, yes. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
But yeah.
I wonder how many gigabytes of close-ups of flowers are out there to Larry's grave.
Yeah. Anyways, Bob, we're going to scatter some of Larry's ashes. You want to do it here? Well, up over there somewhere, maybe, probably still a little bit. Go ahead.
You got to be away from the water.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I didn't see you there. Go ahead.
So, I went through my whole wardrobe and found this shirt today. Because somebody had mentioned, well, we need to wear shirts like Larry. I think this is pretty close. So, when I looked at him in the way he'd wear those, I'd go, man, he just doesn't look like he's dressed warm enough. I'd have all these layers on, but it never seemed to bother me.
So you'd wear them when it was 35 degrees, and that'd be the only shirt he had on.
His own, of all the people I've ever hiked with, I've never seen Larry, say a crossword or get upset. I mean, I've led some hikes, I don't lead many anymore, but sometimes I get pretty pissed off at people. I never saw him do that, and I just think it was amazing, and he was an amazing guy.
Okay. Any more thoughts from the people? People are getting lost.
Well, and then
Bananas.
there was the banana.
The banana story. You could tell how difficult the hike was as to whether it was a 1 banana, 2 banana, or a 3 banana hike, because Larry would stop and say it's time for a banana, and go ahead peel the banana, eat, or sometimes set it in the tree. I have a picture of that as well. But that was the difficulty of a hike, was depending on how many bananas it was. Yes. Very rare. Right.
Perry
Go ahead, Perry.
Most of you know I play the guitar and sing. I know quite a few songs, and there's one old song by Grandpa Jones that's got some really nice verses that I thought of this week when I was thinking about Larry. One of them is, to your grave there is no use taking any gold. You can't use it when it's time for hands to fold. When you leave this earth for a better home someday, the only things you'll take are what you gave away. And that's Larry. And then there's another one. Lord, let my eyes see every need of every man. Make me stop and always lend a helping hand. Then when I'm laid beneath that little grassy mound, there'll be more friends around than leaves upon the ground. And that's Larry.
Thank you, Perry. Yeah, please. Yeah, oops, didn't see you back there.
Sorry about the crying. I just remember I had a vision of it right now. It's Smoking Days when I first started hiking. And he said, Cheryl, get over here. So I got over there and he goes, you can hike alone. This is
Family?
Even when it was friends.
I just remember in the wintertime coming back from Lake Haiyaha, there was this one area where everybody would line up on the top, and they'd say, okay, everybody run down it. Anybody remember that?
Oh, that's my favorite.
Falling and everything else.
The big hill.
At the bottom,
Of
yeah.
all his weird routes, he always went there,
Yep.
and a particular pond and a particular lookout.
He loved that
Ran
pond.
down the hill. That was fun.
Oh yeah!
Does
everybody remember when you said we were everybody's gonna bring a flask, and every time you said knock, we were gonna take a drink?
Oh God, that would have been deadly.
Every time he pointed.
Yes.
How many points did he have?
Oh, and it always, no matter how long we were along a hike, it was always 30 minutes to the next stop.
And,
a direct relationship to the first IPA, but I remember Larry had a wonderful, very loud and very infectious laugh, and he liked to joke. But I remember him more post-hike, really letting out a belly shaker. More so than he was pretty focused on the trail, but when he got down there, he was ready to laugh and let it loose. And I remember that echo of his laugh. He really had a special laugh.
And Larry had two favorite spots for after hiking. One was Oscar Blues in Lyons.
Obese.
The back table. It was always Larry's table, if people remember that. Right?
Until it wasn't.
Huh?
Until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't.
And we stopped going
Until
there.
COVID kind of screwed stuff up. And then the other one was Smokin' Dave's, the back room.
Southern Sun.
There was another
Southern
one.
Sun,
Southern
yeah,
Sun as
that
well.
was-
We were doing Boulder hikes.
Crosscut pizza.
Big crosscut, that's right.
And eat Nepali restaurant.
Out of the Poly as well.
Fan of those.
Yes.
You used to check with me on that.
Forgot about that, yes.
Bakery in the morning, crosscut pizza in the afternoon.
But yeah, he really tried to pull us all together. And again, I think we have him to thank for as many people being here as we have here. And for the friendships that we've formed outside of the hiking community. I know a lot of people have that, and it's a really powerful, really strong feeling that you're going to remember Larry for years and years and years. And forever.
I just remember something that Glenn, who started the group, said. When Larry was leading a lot, we were actually the largest meetup group in the country.
We were.
Most people.
Right. Because we had, I remember when we passed 5,000 and passed 6,000 people. It was an incredible group. And actually, I did talk to Glenn actually about a month ago, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to be here, but he was not able to be here. But Glenn Pinkerton really was again instrumental on kind of pulling us all together as well for this and getting Larry to help lead some of the stuff. But again, go back to 2010. That's when Larry started leading.
That, in fact, that first hike that I was on,
yeah, which one
it was a Glenn hike where Glenn was, oh, I can't lead this hike. Larry, can you lead the hike? And from then on, he led more and more and more.
Fantastic.
I'd like to say that I really appreciate it being understated. He didn't seek attention. He led in a quiet, kind way. Kind has been said many, many times, but that he was never bossy. He just was. Tiana, do this, do that.
Well, you were special.
Yeah, he told me I was perfect, so
You didn't wrangle people on the quick trail, so like Rudinski, you were like his champion.
Jim, can you cut?
Yeah,
no, I'm tired.
But again, thank you everyone for being here today. It's really helped make this a very special day for all of us. So thank you very much. Terry?
So the group right now, they are doing a scattering of the ashes. I've decided not to film it. That's just my own way of showing reverence for Larry. It's been a real moving eulogy here in hearing all the comments from everybody, but there's a group right there, and there, various people are going to take some of his ashes and go ahead and scatter them. So I'm not going to film that, and I'm not going to put that on YouTube except what I'm talking about right now. So this is what Larry called the ancient tree.
I have. I want to see if the lake is still green. Is it still green?
I think they've scattered some ashes around here.
Oh, I was he.
You don't know Gary.
Oh, wow.
So here we are at Lake Haiyaha. There's Lisa. Gone on many hikes with her. And boy, it's a beautiful lake. I don't know if I want to go any further because this is, I've never been here before, and it's very, very rocky up here. And I don't have a pole, so trying to hold a camera in one hand at the same time is a little challenging for me. But it's a beautiful lake. But I just wish there was a hiking trail around here that we could get to a more accessible spot. Just beautiful. The water's green. I can see why Larry wanted to come up here a lot. So here's another part. I don't know if this is a bristlecone pine.
More water?
Not really sure what species this is. But boy, it sure has been weathered as in the wind, in the snow, and the rain. So this lake here, my UCLA buddy described it as No Name Lake. So we'll call it No Name Lake. I'm sure it has a name. But it's beautiful. I've been by this lake before, and I think I came here around June or July.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember the mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah. But you can see there's probably, I think, in fact, that mountain up there might be part of the range. Might be not the Snowy Mountains. That's the Snowies. And the Medicine Bows are up in Wyoming.
No, not that one. I think it'll be Never Summer Range.
Yeah, I think Never Summer Range is on the other side of Trail Ridge. Mm-hmm. But there's a name for that range going north. And I can't think of it right now. Okay. Okay, so we took a different trail on the way back to Bear Lake, and we're going down to the Glacier Gorge trailhead. But this is beautiful in here. Look at all the fall color. I get over here, that's the fall color is coming from the aspens. And I know I've taken this trail before, probably at least 10 years ago. There's Keeley. And I think half mountain is to my back, above us. As they say, above us only sky. I don't know, it's a lyric from a song.
Good entertainment.
Yes.
And
You know, it's way better than saying above me is 6 feet of dirt.
Right.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, it is beautiful.
Look at that. It's like green
I know. It's
and
gorgeous.
yellow.
okay, and that's about where we were. You can barely see the moon up there setting. But Lake Haiyaha is up there somewhere, and I guess the water that we're hearing right now is from the lake. Now I think is that Bear Lake Trailhead down there, or is that Glacier? Or is that Bierstadt? It's one of them. Do you see the trailhead, the parking lot down there?
I think it's Glacier.
Okay, that would be Glacier. Okay.
Imagine being here when this tree got hit by lightning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, it's a cool tree.
Yeah, here's a tree that appears to have been hit by lightning.
There's so much water this year.
Yeah, not really sure. I'm not really sure what creek this is, but I know we're at the bottom of the trail near Glacier Gorge parking lot, so we're near the end of the detour that we took. So let's see what's on the other side here. Here we go. All right. You can't really see where the water's flowing to because there's too many trees.